Well, first, my last job was at Walmart as a cart pusher. All I had to do was to put the carts into a large shed where all the other carts were, and then I would help others who would mostly use a motor to push in a large assortment of carts back into the shed. Before that, it was Safeway, where I worked as a courtesy clerk.
What did you do at Safeway?
I bagged customers' groceries, and then, like Walmart, I also put the carts away.
Have you worked there while we are doing this whole pandemic thing and you have to clean the carts and all that good stuff? Did you have to do that while you were at Walmart or Safeway?
Actually, my job at Walmart ended before COVID-19 hit the United States. It was a seasonal job, and they decided to lay me off because traffic was getting slower, and they offered me to come back. But I thought that this position seemed right for me because of Goodwill's mission, for charity and strengthening communities and families, ending poverty.
Right. Have you had any cashier experience, or has it always just been the customer service, like the bagging and the carts?
No cashier experience.
The position that you applied for, let me just tell you kind of what they do. This one's not cashier. This one is in the back, they take in the donations. So say someone pulls up in a truck and they have a couch. You have to help unload the couch and bring it in. We tag it and put it out on the sales floor for whatever price we're putting it out on the sales floor. If it's loose items, we bring them in, and we have designated areas for each department in the store in the back with containers that we would put those items into as they come in the door. So say you get a box with a bunch of clothes, you would put it in the cloth containers. Or if you get a bunch of just random mixed things, we have a roll where we do 80-20. So depending on how much of one thing is in the box, it would go in that department that it had more of into it. So, for example, like a bunch of kids' toys or things that you would decorate your house with, those would go in the miscellaneous. So they do that at the door, and then they also, when you work during the day, they have to maintain all the people that are back there producing all of the items that come out into the store. So say they empty out their container that they're working through and pricing. You have to make sure that they get another container. Or if their trash is full, then you need to make sure that you take their trash out. Or we have what we call reroutes. So they have totes set up at their stations where if they get items that go to a different department, they would separate them in that, and then you would take it and reroute it to the department that it goes to. It's a very physical job. It's hot back there because we have doors open, so right now it's really hot. It's very fast paced. There's not really a lot of time to stand around and catch your breath. Really, you're kind of running around a lot all day long. Is that something that you think you would be able to do?
I'll give it a try. I would be more than happy to give it a try.
Okay. That's why I asked maybe if you would be interested in or have done cashiering before, because I know we're going to have a cashier position open, and I don't know if you would be interested in maybe trying that as well.
When I worked at TJ Maxx and the Humane Society, I mostly worked in the back room hanging clothes and putting price tags on, as well as helping with the donations.
Oh, so you did that as well? So you kind of know what it's like to take in donations and that kind of stuff. You have a little bit of experience in that.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I got a few questions on here that I got to ask you. So we'll just run down the list, okay? What hours are you available to work?
I'm available every day.
So, daytime or nighttime? Anytime specific?
Mostly daytime.
Okay. Do you have certain hours that you're available?
7 in the morning to 7 in the afternoon.
Okay. And any specific days of the week?
Every day.
Okay, so every day. And it is a part-time position, so you'll be working 15 to 25 hours a week. Is there more or less that you want to work? Like, what is your goal?
To be productive and useful, and to help with the charity work and all.
Okay, but as far as how many hours you want to work during the week, how many were you thinking? It's basically 15 to 25, but if you wanted to do less than that, we could do less than that.
Either 4 or 8 hours.
Okay. 4 to 8 hours a week?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you have any previous commitments that would interfere with like your next few weeks of working, as far as like doctor's appointments or school or anything that you have planned right now?
None so far.
Okay. And then it is $12 an hour. Are you able to perform the physical tasks listed in the job description with or without a reasonable accommodation, like lift and carry up to 50 pounds and push or pull up to 100 pounds?
50 pounds seems good.
Okay. For the most part, if there's something really heavy, there's always somebody that will help you. They help me all the time.
Yes.
Hold on just a second. I don't know who that is. Okay, let's see. And you're 18 or older, correct?
Yes.
You have to be over 18 to be able to work in the back. There's machinery back there that's being used. We have like an electronic lift that lifts the containers and stuff. We also use pallet jacks to move things around. So you have to be 18 to be able to walk back there. Have you ever had to unload or load a truck before?
No.
No?
Not even.
Have you ever operated what I just described, the lift? Have you ever operated anything like that?
A lift?
Yeah, it's like they call it a Toyota lift, so it's like a big forklift.
I've never operated a forklift.
Okay. Would you be willing to learn how to do that?
Maybe, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay, so this one is: the back of our stores are exposed to the outdoor climate and can be very warm in the summer and cold in the winter. How do you handle working in this type of environment?
I wear warm clothes and appropriate clothes.
That makes sense. Tell me about a most hectic day at your previous job, and how did you handle it?
Well, maybe one day there was too many carts. I felt like screaming, but I managed to push with all my might up into that shed.
Nice. Okay, we just read that one.
You busy?
Yes.
Okay.
What's
I'll
up?
come back later. No, it's just quick stories.
Oh.
Things happened. It was
Okay.
kind of crazy.
All right. How important is safety to you?
Very important.
Good. That should definitely be. We have a safety team that kind of keeps an eye on people. So we have one person from each department that makes sure that everybody's following the rules. Especially with the machines in the back, we've got to make sure that people are following the rules. Let's see what else we got on here. Tell me about a time when you witnessed a coworker violating company policy. What did you do about it, and what was the result?
I do not recall anybody violating a policy.
That's good. That's always a good thing. Tell me about a time when you made a mistake or a bad decision at work and had to admit your mistake, and what happened and how did you handle it?
That sometimes I would use profanity under my breath. And someone hurt me, and I was able to keep a clean mouth.
Good. Good. That's good. You learned from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Have you ever had to deal with an angry customer? And if so, how did you handle it?
I don't recall handling with an angry customer before.
No, you never had one mad at you at Walmart? That's actually kind of surprising because Walmart usually has some oddball customers. Let's see. How do you think the donors that drop off donations at the back door should be treated?
They should be treated with a roof over their heads to give them clearance and coverage from the weather, to make them feel comfortable.
Right. You don't think that they should have good customer service?
Well, I understand the conditions, but there is always room for improvement.
Okay, so how many times a month do you think it's appropriate to miss work?
3.
3? Why 3?
Well, it's the same as 3 chances.
So you don't think that it's important to make sure that you come to work every day when you're scheduled and only on emergencies call out? Or do you think that it's okay for 3 times?
I don't think you should miss work at all.
I agree with that. That's a good answer. All right, and why did you want to work with Goodwill?
Well, it will help to keep me productive, and I am familiar with your work and your mission in life to destroy poverty and strengthen families and communities.
That is a very good answer. All right. So we have a couple other applicants, so I'm going to have to interview them first, and then we'll go through and decide who we're going to hire and who we're not going to hire, and then we'll have to call you back and let you know where we are in the positions of it. We do have a couple positions open, so we might put you in a different position than the one that you applied for. But we'll let you know. We'll ask you if you would like to do that and however the system works. But thanks for coming in today.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
your time.